We'll talk in here. No one will disturb us in here. No one seems to come near a dining room anymore. Thought of sitting down with intelligent, attractive people who enjoy good food, well cooked and properly served. It just doesn't seem to occur to people anymore. Nowadays, people eat in kitchens or in living rooms, balancing their plates like jugglers. Pretty soon, we'll all be eating in bathrooms. Well, why not? Simplify the process considerably.
Sit down somewhere, Pop.
I'll sit over here. We can look out. There's a purple finch who comes to the feeder every evening. He brings his young. Now, I'd like to go over my funeral with you.
Oh, Pop.
I'd like to do this, please. There's only a few apples left in the barrel for me.
You've been saying that for years.
Well, this time it's true, so let me go over this. You're my eldest son. I can't do it with anyone else. Your mother starts to cry, and your brother isn't here, and your sister gets distracted, so concentrate, please, on my funeral.
All right, now.
First off, this is my obituary for both newspapers. I dictated it to Miss Colback down at the office, and I've read it through twice. It's what I wanted. It's thorough without being self-congratulatory. I mentioned my business career, my civic commitments, and of course my family. I even touch on my recreational life. I mentioned my lowest score in golf and the weight of that sailfish I caught off the Keys. The newspapers will want to cut both items, but don't let them.
Okay, Pop.
Now, I would like them to use this photograph. It was taken when I was elected to chair the Symphony Drive. I think it will do. I don't look too young to die or so old it won't make any difference. I'd like for the funeral service to be announced at the end of the obituary and to occur 3 days later. That gives people time to postpone their trips and adjust their appointments. And I want it at 3:30 in the afternoon so people can digest their lunch and we're not obligated to feed them dinner. Now notice, I've underlined the word church. Fairweather may try to squeeze the service into the chapel, but don't let him. I've lived in this town all my life, and I know a great many people, and I want everyone to have a seat and be comfortable. If you see people milling about the door, go right up to them and find them a place, even if you have to use folding chairs. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Pop.
No, I've listed the following works to be played by Mrs. Manchester at the organ. This Handel, this Schubert, this Bach, all lively, you'll notice, nothing gloomy or grim. I want the service to start promptly with a good rousing hymn, Onward Christian Soldiers. And then Fairweather may make some brief, underlined brief remarks about my life and work. Do you plan to say anything?
Me?
You. Did you plan to get up and speak?
Well, I hadn't thought that.
Don't if you don't want to. There's nothing more uncomfortable than an unwilling or a reluctant speaker. On the other hand, if you, as my eldest son, were to get up and say a few words of farewell.
Of course I will, Pop.
Good. Then I'll write you in. Brief remarks by my son, Richard. Any idea what you might say?
No, Pop.
You won't make it sentimental, will you? Brad Hoffmeister's son got up the other day and made some very sentimental remarks about Brad. I didn't like it. I don't think Brad would have liked it.
I won't get sentimental, Pop.
Good. On the other hand, you won't make any wise cracks, will you?
Oh, Pop.
Well, you have that tendency, Nick. At Marcy's wedding and your brother's birthday, you got up and made some very flip remarks about all of us.
I'm sorry.
Smart guy stuff. Too smart, if you ask me. If you're going to get into that sort of thing, perhaps you'd better not say anything at all.
I won't make any cracks, Pop, I promise.
Thank you. Because you love us, don't you?
Yes, Pop.
You love us. You may live 1,000 miles away. You may have run off every summer. You may be a terrible letter writer. But you love us all just the same. You love me.
Yes, Pop, of course I do. Really.
Fine. Now, at the graveside, just the family. I want to be buried next to my brothers and below my mother and father. And leave room for your mother to lie beside me. Even if she marries again, still leave room. She'll be back at the end. And after the service, invite people back here, but stay close to your mother. She gets nervous at any kind of a gathering and makes bad decisions. Don't let her give the good beef eaters gin to people if they just want to mix it with tonic water. And after they've gone, sit with her for a while. Stay in the house. Don't leave for a few days, please.
I promise, Pop.
Thank you. Well, that's my funeral. I'm leaving you this dining room, by the way. After your mother dies, the table and the chairs that go to you. It was the finest thing I could leave you by far.
Thanks, Pop.
Let's rejoin your mother. I'll leave these papers in my safe deposit box on top of the will and the stock certificates. The key's in my upper left drawer. You didn't see the purple finch beating its young, did you?
Yes, I did, Pop.
You saw it while I was talking to you?
That's right.
Good. I'm glad you saw it.